This is Bernard Rose from Trailers from Hell, and today I want to talk about John Ford's late masterpiece, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. People normally regard The Searchers as the great late period John Ford film, but honestly, for me, this one is way superior. I think what's interesting about Liberty Valance is that Ford made it. It's one of the last Westerns he made. It's one of the last films he made. It's certainly the last really great film he made. It's kind of a history of America done within this small town called Shinbone, which sounds incredibly contrived, but somehow he gets away with it because he's John Ford. In as much as Jimmy Stewart is the lawyer who's come from the East with his law books to a town that's terrorized by Lee Marvin and his gang, and the only thing that keeps anybody safe is John Wayne. But Jimmy Stewart wants to arrest Lee Marvin and put him in jail rather than shoot him. And John Wayne is like, no, I think you better shoot him. Otherwise, he's going to shoot you. And that's basically the movie in a nutshell. And the whole movie revolves around who actually did shoot him. And again, there is an incredibly beautiful twist in the film as to who actually did it. And of course, Liberty Valance's name is not an accident either. It's the idea that liberty is lawlessness, is obviously a part of the story. And the subplot of the film, which is really the main story of the film, is that the cattle ranchers want to stop the townspeople incorporating the territory into a state and having a proper government. They want to keep just ruling the territory using their own hard men like Lee Marvin. And I think obviously the film plays off the personas of Stewart and the personas of Wayne in terms of what the audience's expectations are about them, and they fit perfectly. They're both, of course, 20 years too old for the parts they're playing. But I think that doesn't matter to Ford, and it doesn't matter to the story, because it's also Ford's elegy to a world that's gone. In the opening scene, he sees the stagecoach that he first arrived in, and it's now just a museum piece. Stewart, when he comes back to town, he comes back on the train. So the world of the Old West, which was mythologized by Ford very specifically, has been taken away by the world of government and statehood. There's a very famous line at the end of the film where the journalist says to Jimmy Stewart, in the West, when the legend becomes fact, print the legend. And that's what people think is the last line of the film, but actually it's not the last line of the film. The last line of the film is when somebody says to Jimmy Stewart on the train, nothing is too good for the man who shot Liberty Valance. And the look on Jimmy Stewart's face tells you that all the regret and sadness of what's really gone on that the people don't know about. And it's kind of a very subtle and nuanced masterpiece, and doesn't suffer from any of the kind of longers that some of Ford's 50s movies do now, because some of them do devolve into tedious barroom fights. I know that's a controversial opinion, but it's mine. This one doesn't, and it's beautiful, and it has a beautiful love triangle with Vera Miles too, and it's very poetic and moving, and it's interesting to watch it nowadays, because if the film is about the law and democracy, removing anarchy and lawlessness by getting rid of the strong man, Lee Marvin, what kind of world are we now living in?